Welcome to High Gluttony.
Hello, I'm Gretchen.
And I'm Becca.
And today we're spending some time building our power-up cabinet. We define a power-up based on the video game concept. Something to take you to another level on your cooking, maybe. We're making some preserved lemons, lime pickle, and ginger beer. This is definitely a World 2 level episode. The method's really simple, but you got to be patient for letting everything do its thing. So it is definitely a time commitment, and there's some careful prep that you need to do. So
yeah, definitely. So we're using a recipe from Food 52 for the ginger beer, the Spruce Eats for our lime pickle, and Epicurious for the preserved lemons. Just one note is that neither of us ended up using any jalapeno in our ginger beer. We both kind of felt like that spice wasn't really necessary, but go for it if you want to, absolutely. The ginger beer we'll use in 2 weeks. The lime pickle we will use in 3, and the preserved lemons we'll be able to use after a month. Is that right, Gretchen?
yes, that is correct.
Perfect.
Quote unquote careful prep is the sterilization of your jars, because everything that we're making today is going to sit at room temperature for a month, up to a month, more than a month, forever. We made so much lime pickle. It's a lot. It's a lot of lime pickle. You want to make sure your jars are sterilized just so that you're not introducing any bad bacteria that's going to cause your product to go off. We say we're going to call it a product because I can. That's my prerogative. But here's the thing. There's a trick, because most of the time when you sterilize jars, or most people consider sterilizing jars, you're usually putting them in a pot of boiling water and sterilizing them that way. Awesome thing is, you do not have to do that, because it's kind of a pain in the ass. Then you don't have to splash hot water all over yourself. Trust me, I've done it enough. You do not want to do that. You can do it in your oven. You just have to do your normal wash and dry, wash only. Only wash your jars. Do not dry them. Make sure they're rinsed out, completely clean. Turn your oven to 225 degrees Fahrenheit, and then put your jars upside down on a roasting tray. A little bit higher edge is good, because jars could be wobbly. You can do it on just a sheet pan, but you don't have as much lip there to keep your jars safe. So roasting pan's a little bit better thing to do it in. You just need to bake them for 20 minutes and then turn off the heat, and they can stay in the oven until you're ready to use. Awesome.
So much easier.
Actually, I had to turn to the internet for what temperature to use, because I've done this before, but I get high a lot, so I forget the fine details on things. And guess what? We have the fucking internet to tell us things. So we referenced the Organic Prepper, who gave us this very helpful tip on, putting the jars in the oven after we looked up why we had to sterilize and ways to sterilize.
Yeah.
So
I don't think they give you a recommendation on the size of jars to use. I used quart and pint, and I felt like the quart was much better. It was a lot easier to work with. So
yeah,
just a food for thought there.
Well, yeah, because I also, for my lemons, I used 1.5 pints, so it's a 24-ounce jar. And I did manage to get all the lemons in there.
Barely.
Oh, no, I think I only got 4 in the actual container. Oh, no, I did get the 5th one in by just mashing as hard as I could.
Squishing it, yeah.
No, I juiced it because I ran out of juice.
So one of the reasons Gretchen could only fit 4, maybe 5 in her jars, and one of the reasons I did not fit as many lemons in mine is that we forgot to soak our lemons in advance. And we think that was a big miss on our part, because we ended up, 1, not being able to fit as many in there as we wanted, and 2, we had to use a lot more lemon juice than we expected to fill it up. And just something to be thinking about. This does require a little bit of, I think it was 3 days that you were supposed to soak it in warm water.
In warm water.
You can't just pick this up on a Saturday and make it according to the recipe the way we tried to do.
Well, or at least you're not smashing those lemons into that jar nearly as easily, because they definitely offered a lot more resistance being smashed than I think a lemon that had been soaked in water for 3 days would have.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is what happens when Gretchen does not fully read the whole recipe multiple times, or uses the wrong recipe because we talked about 2 different ones. And I said, okay, we're going to use this one, but then immediately went and started using the other one. I think it was literally within like 2 hours of us talking about it.
I possibly, but it's always a gamble. We never know what's going to happen on these days.
Or clearly I should have closed the browser window. So that also probably would have helped. But no, I didn't do that.
And then one more quick note for the lime pickle, they recommended adding salts all at the end. And I felt like I would have preferred to have layered the salt in as I was layering the limes in.
Because I did.
So yeah, because you did that and it made a big difference. And then Gretchen, can you tell us a little bit about the 2 types of salt that were really interesting as part of the lime pickle?
So they recommend, what was it? There was sea salt. So they had, I still haven't looked this up, but it's black Himalayan salt.
Rock salt, right?
Oh, they just said black rock salt. And then when I Googled it, it turned out to be this type of salt that we'd actually both encountered before. One of our former employers. It has a really interesting name that I can't pronounce because
it has a lot of letters.
Yeah, it has a lot of letters, like calanemic or something like that. I forget. Anyway, we talked about it. Yeah, we decided to go with black Himalayan rock salt, which has got a higher sulfur content. So it's actually used a lot in vegan cookery to simulate the aroma of eggs more than anything else. Well, no, I shouldn't say that because I'm sure people use it for lots of things, as we discovered by reading the outside of the packaging.
Tons of stuff you can do with it.
So many things. It recommended using 2 different types of salt. So you got the black rock salt and white sea salt. I don't know if it has to be white, probably, and it's an aesthetic thing. If you're using the black rock salt, which can give it kind of a purpley color, you probably wouldn't want to use a gray sea salt because then you just get purple gray, and adding that to green, I don't know how that would look. But contrast of the 2 different salts is interesting, partially because you get the black rock salt, which is its own really unique aroma, and then also rock salt and sea salt, and all have different salinities, so they have different sodium content. And so like a white sea salt usually has a higher sodium content than rock salt. I do think at some point we should do like an entire episode about salt and discuss the value of salt in cooking. Did I kind of cover that?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
Is that enough? Yeah, was that enough info on the salt?
I think so. Because I think we basically just say in the episode that you don't have to have black rock salt and white sea salt. You just need 2 different types of salt.
Yeah. So if you can't find the black rock salt, thank you. That was very helpful. Pink Himalayan salt would probably work as well. But I would probably not go for kosher salt because kosher salt actually has like sort of the highest sodium content, produces the most pronounced salty taste, which is why you use it a lot in like professional kitchens. It's
sure
most bang for your buck, So I would just maybe stay away from like using kosher salt and stick to the natural types of salt. But I don't think that if you don't have the black rock salt, you're just going to be missing out on that sulfuric thing, which I think it adds an interesting element to it. But the first time I made lime pickle, that first recipe did not include that as far as I remember.
But it's not necessary because I didn't have the black rock salt.
Right. Yeah, that flavor is not essential. Thank you. Yes, that was the point.
Yeah.
Like, wait, there was a point to this little bit conversation we're having.
We're back.
We brought it back. We got it back. All right. So I did layer in my salt in between my pickles or my limes. And I do think that was good. It also looked really cool. I think I have a fair number of pictures of the jars from over the. All right.
Perfect.
So
then the last thing I think was that we wanted to just give your tip for ginger beer from making the mashed the grated ginger and the sugar mix.
Yes. since I've continued to make the ginger beer, first of all, do not use your old ass dried out ginger from the counter and ginger powder to continue making ginger beer if you run out of fresh. Makes it way, way too spicy. Way too spicy. But instead of having to grate your ginger every day, because that was what they were like, grated little ginger every day. So I've started, because now I'm obsessed with making my own ginger beer, buying like a 3/4 of a pound to a pound. And last time I bought a pound. Now I'm trying to grow my own ginger, which apparently sprouting it takes a little time. It has not started to show any roots yet. So I'm fingers crossed that I'm doing this right. But
that's great.
Yeah, so like just once a week I ground up like 3/4 of a pound of ginger with some sugar and keep that in a jar in the fridge. And then I actually been mixing it with like a 1/2 cup of water and then adding it into my ginger beer plant. So that not having to grate that every day is a good thing.
A big time save.
Yeah, big time save and finger save, because my squeezing the knobs of ginger to grate them was a bit of a challenge.
Yeah. Hard work.
So
we're going to post a video of Gretchen doing a demo of showing you how to specifically add salt to the lemon, because that's kind of a cool thing. And then we'll also share pictures of this black rock salt that Gretchen was talking about.
Because it's pretty.
We are super excited to use all of these items in future episodes. So we'll keep you posted on how they turn out.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to make a little cocktail right now for myself with a bottle of my ginger beer. And I'm just going to say another part of your power up cabinet could possibly be making fruit ice cubes like I've been making recently. So I just take whatever fruit I have lying around, because I've got I had like peaches galore. So I'm going to make a peach ginger beer cocktail right now using peach ice.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I was like, what goes really well with ginger is peaches. And I also made some blackberry, and I just took some watermelon and froze it, like cubed up watermelon in the freezer. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to use that too with the ginger beer. I think I actually used it with the really like strong ginger beer stuff.
Fun.
It's really good.
Okay, we'll have to do a whole episode on ice fruit.
Ice fruit. Another pantry power up from your friendly pantry power up supply company.
There we go.
What? What is that?
Pantry power up supply company. Okay, well, thank you for joining us for another episode of
High
Gluttony.
Sorry, I got my mustard oil too today, so I'm...
Oh, fun.
Okay. Smells a bit mustardy, but not too mustardy. Yeah.
It's a pretty color.
Yeah, it's dark. It's sort of more like a toasted sesame oil or something. They were right that it's very hard to find it to cook with, because you have to heat it up if you're using it, because it has a compound in it that's toxic. And I'm assuming it's fine as long as you don't eat a lot of it, but try not to poison ourselves here. So
okay. So always heat up your mustard oil.
Yeah, always heat up your mustard oil, because once you heat it up, it destroys that chemical that's toxic. Like I've got this type of berry growing in my yard called I think it's called a wonderberry, and I've never gotten it in enough volume where I've actually used it. It just kind of props up all over my yard randomly, because I planted it one year and now I can't seem to get rid of it somehow. Mm-hmm. But you can't use it when it's raw because it's toxic. Okay. So
do the animals try to eat it?
No, not that I've noticed.
That was too long of a pause, Gretchen.
I was like, have the animals eaten them? And I was like, actually, no.
Well, they must know then.
They must know, yeah. Because they eat like everything else, so no better.
Okay, so we're making ginger beer, preserved lemons, and lime pickle.
Lime pickle. And the reason we can do 3 things, which is because none of these take very long. Should we start with the homemade ginger beer?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
So I'm going to get have you sterilized your jar?
I mean, I washed them. Is there a difference between sterilizing and washing?
Yes.
I mean, heat.
Yeah. So basically, washing them gets them pretty clean, but because we're going to be working with some bacteria things, you don't want like your natural bacteria. Like soap doesn't always quite get the
clean
tough
everything
stuff. Yeah.
I see.
So like when you preserve stuff, you have to sterilize your jars because you're hoping to keep it at room temperature for ages. So you want to make sure that there's a little possibility of bacteria in there as possible.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's why
I couldn't tell if we were supposed to just wash them or also sterilize them before we started.
Well, yes, but you just basically have to boil a pot of water and stick them in there. So
okay, so I should start some water.
Probably need to do that first. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I was gonna text you.
That's all right. I mean, like, I feel like, so we're cutting up limes into quarters, sort of cutting up the lemons, but we're only cutting up like 5 of them. I think the grating of the ginger is probably, and then 2 lemons juiced. Oh, that was why I wasn't going to use that lemon juice. I was.
Oh, whoops.
Whoopsies. Because instead of that, I made lemonade with it today.
Okay, so I have some water boiling now, so I can sterilize. And we can add that we've learned the difference between sterilizing and washing.
Yes. Even though you're only supposed to keep your canned stuff for a certain amount of time, which I think I figured out why, is that once you open it, then it goes bad really fast if it's like an older thing. So you better be using that shit up if you're doing that.
Okay, so I'm gonna boil this water and then put the jars in for how long?
It's like 8 minutes or something like that.
8 minutes. Okay. Oh, I'm really setting this back here.
Okay. The first thing that comes up when I Google it is sterilization of men.
That's great. Yes, tell me more, please.
Okay, so I'm going to read what this thing on Google says. And I'm going to see if you can help me process it because I know the words together make sense, but my brain is not processing them right now. Okay. Sterilization describes a process that destroys or eliminates all forms of microbial life and is carried out in healthcare facilities by physical or chemical methods. This might be this is from the CDC. No wonder it's so complicated. All right. Maybe I need to be a bit more specific. Jars. That way. Oh, we could do, I always forget you can do it in the oven because you just need to, it takes longer. Wash your jars and lids in hot soapy water, but do not dry them. Instead, leave them standing upside down on a roasting tray while they're still wet. Pop the tray of clean, wet jars and lids into a preheated oven at 160 or 180 for about 15 minutes. So maybe that's a better option. It's just
that might be faster even than boiling.
Faster.
Yeah. Okay. So what was it? 165?
Yeah, between 160 and 180. So I'd go to the high sides so that you got that. Oh, that's Celsius. Hold on a second. 225 degrees Fahrenheit. Sorry about that.
Okay. No worries.
That was, got to make sure you also check your source. That was from the BBC.
Okay, so then you put it on a baking sheet upside down?
Well, that's what that says. This other one that's from the Organic Prepper just says, slide them in the oven for at least 20 minutes. And then after 20 minutes, you can turn off the heat and leave the jars in there until they're ready to be packed. Jars will be very hot.
Yeah.
The good news is that we don't need to worry about sanitizing our lids. So just the jars themselves. And the lids obviously need to be washed and cleaned, but not. And especially because for the ginger beer, we're just going to put some sort of breathable thing so that our gases can escape.
Yeah.
Did you want to know what I learned this week?
Yeah, please.
You can electrocute yourself just a little bit with these electric lighters.
Whoa. Did you learn that because it happened or did you read that?
No, I did it. I did that. Yeah. I was sitting in bed having my nighttime smoke and my other new one, because I thought this one was broken, but it's not. I just didn't charge it with the right power cord.
Hallelujah.
Makes all the difference. So that one has like a flexible neck on it. And so I was just like holding it up like this for some reason.
Like by your shoulder.
Yeah. And I hit the button by accident and it went, and I was like, what the fuck and then I looked in my hand and I was like, oh, you can't electrocute yourself with this. Like, you wouldn't think it would be big enough, but no, it will fuck you up a little bit. Just not a lot. Like, it didn't hurt really. It was surprising more than anything else. But it was just like, what? Like, I was like, is there a loose wire in my bed? What's happening? Like, so many things should have occurred to me in that moment. But did not occur to me. But yes, So,
So you don't need a defibrillator anymore.
Nope. I have a little. I thought you'd like that one.
I'm having a blast with that.
Very, very educational.
We are always learning things.
Always learning. Always learning.
So you got the black salt that we need. We're using white salt and black salt. Gretchen is. I'm using pink Himalayan fine salt and sea salt. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the bigger part of why the recipe, now this is just a hypothesis because did I read anything in this recipe other than the recipe itself? No.
Ingredients.
And I was like, I'm scanning over the little description at the top going, is there anything in there that talks about the salt? No. So this recipe, I'm just saying it might actually have an explanation there. I
know.
I didn't read. Now I've kind of scanned it. If I have to do something in the real intro, we'll figure that out later. So here's my hypothesis on the salt, because they're asking for white sea salt and this black rock salt. Now this is the black rock salt it's special on its own, and it's very pretty. I'm obsessed with how pretty this is. I'm just like, I'm gonna put it in a little like thing and hang it next to my bed so I can just
whoa.
Maybe I'll just make a little salt jar that goes next to my bed.
Salt never lets you down.
Salt can never let you down. We could talk about my thoughts about singleness in a little bit, but because I tell you, I'm having a lot of them right now. But right now we're going to talk about salt.
Got it.
So this is this special, I will really have to Google how to pronounce this salt.
Okay.
But we'll just call it Himalayan black salt, because that's easy for me to pronounce. Also, I keep pronouncing things that I should know how to pronounce totally wrong. Like one of our vendors at work, I keep pronouncing it with an R in it. There is no R in the name. Like zero R's. Just always want one to be in there.
I keep calling Alex Trebek, and I can't. Every time I'm about to say his name, I'm like, stop it. Don't say that.
I mean, we're on let's see. How long have we been in quarantine now? Since like March?
Yeah.
No. Okay. We're getting off track again. Go
sorry.
back.
Okay,
go back.
salt,
go back. Salt. So my theory is that because there is slight differences in salinity between sea salt and rock salt. So I think they want you to get like that sort of lens of sodium levels plus apparently, according to this jar, there are up to 84 different minerals in this salt.
Wow.
So it's like super nutritious. Cool. And doesn't smell like sulfur like the stuff we used to work with. Oh, let's read the side. This is Pride of India Company. Okay. Prideofindia.co.
Okay.
Our Himalayan black rock salt is the purest form of salt available on planet Earth, as it does not undergo any artificial treatment or refining processes. Maybe that's why it's so pretty. It's carved out from decades-old, naturally occurring salt reserves at the bed of the giant Himalayan mountains in the Indian subcontinent.
Wow.
The purplish black appearance of our black salt provides its purity and contains up to 84 essential minerals that are quintessential for the human body in daily nutrition. 84?
I mean, we're supposed to be taking in 84 of something?
Dude, nutrition is crazy. Someday we'll do an episode all about nutrition so we can just talk about that. Because that shit is nuts.
Okay, keep reading.
Oh, dude. So not only can we cook with this, for bath use as well. So we can use it in the bathroom. So this giant jar I just bought is going to be super handy because guess the fuck what?
What?
Mix 1 teaspoon of salt in your body wash / bath serum. So while you're washing yourself in the shower, You can use the
1
salt.
teaspoon.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How coarse is it?
This is pretty fucking coarse. I mean, this is legit small rocks. All right.
Yeah. Legit small rock.
Like, I've had coarser salt, but not a lot coarser. Like,
Gotcha.
I might.
It's like a 9.
Yeah. I was gonna say, is it? It's pretty much the same as my Cell Rose de Himalaya. I gotta look into counterfeit salt.
Yeah, really.
I wonder if that's a thing.
Learn more about also like what's the mining process and stuff.
Well, yeah, that is true. Because I was like, you see more and more of it, and I was like, how sustainable is that? This is things. Why? These are the things I worry about.
I agree. We all should be worrying about it.
I know,
but that's not why we're here today. We're not here to worry. We're here to relax and cook and make.
Yeah,
things.
Not make things. Yeah, I might even mix a little pink Himalayan and just get crazy with my salts and do a mix of those too. I have a feeling that these pickle, like, I like how we were like, we're going to start with the alcoholic ginger beer. Oh, that's right. Well, we kind of have a minute because you got your jars. I did sanitize a couple extra jars in case because I have so many ingredients. I was like, if I just keep feeling like I should keep going, then I will, because I bought a ton of lemons.
Can I ask you a question about a lemon real quick?
Mm-hmm.
One of these lemons is like a little bruised on the end. Is that
so? I would
cut it out.
I would cut it off and see where it's at inside, because sometimes it's real superficial and you could just use most of that. But like sometimes it's basically rotted all the way through. So you just kind of gotta cut it open and look.
Okay, thank you. Because I've got. So for those at home, it's just a little bit browned and soft at one edge of the lemon. Yeah, the non-stem end, which I'm sure has a technical name, but I do not know it. Yeah. This is much more proper recipe lime pickle, I think, than the first time I made it. So I'm going to be interested to see how different it is from the one I made before. And then at some point I'll have to get some that's like properly, like, because basically in the cookbook I have that talks about it, she's like, just buy some. Like they have some really good brands. So there's a few brands that you could buy. So I was like, somewhere along the line, I'll have to get one of those legit ones and compare to what I've made and see, like, it's worth the time, but since I like making everything, it's like. And this episode was inspired by Gretchen and I both really enjoying sour things. Yes. But with these things, so what we'll do, we'll start all 3 of these items today, and then there is a daily, you're supposed to check in daily with the ginger beer for 2 weeks, or is that the month?
The preserved lemons are a month. They're the longest. Okay. I think ginger beer is, I think the ginger beer and the lime pickle are 3 weeks each. Okay.
So we're going to start them today, and then we let them ferment for a couple of weeks, and we're going to check back in and make some dishes with them as they are ready, and then we'll always have them to come back and rely on for other things. Powering up all the time now. It's going to be a thing. Power up left and right.
It's a food power up. Okay, so we're making our plant for our ginger beer. Do you have your warm water yet?
No, I'll get that right now.
Okay, because I don't have mine either.
Okay, great.
I am going to get my jars out of here because I guess I can just turn this off and do the same like your oven thing. Now I wish I'd done mine in the oven. I hate doing them in water. I forgot about that totally.
It was probably so complicated.
Not complicated, it's just messy.
Oh, well, that's what like you have to figure out how to get them out of the oven.
Oh, how much are we adding? How much volume are we adding to this? Because we add things to it. So you get 2.5 cups to start, plus the lemon juice. So a little over 2.5 cups.
Are you doing jalapeno? I'm not doing jalapeno.
No, I'm not doing jalapeno because I just want to try it without first. And then if I feel like it's not spicy enough, I can add it in. But I have a feeling I'll be fine.
Okay. Oh, it's supposed to be filtered or pre-boiled water?
It just says warm filtered water. So that probably means I need to get it out of my fridge. I don't even know if you need to boil it. I'm using the fact that the jar was hot to heat up my water a little bit.
And so are you putting your water straight into the jar you're going to use?
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
I don't know why I'm smelling it.
Does it smell sanitized?
Smells very sanitary, yeah.
How are we going to use these things? Why would you make a lime pickle and why would you make a preserved lemon?
I mean, preserved lemons, because I'm a little bit more familiar with them, are generally used as sort of like a spice, essentially. Like it's kind of like something you're adding to your spice cabinet. A good preserved lemon is going to bring, you can wash them, but you know, it'll bring a salty kind of note, like a salty sour. Okay. I'm going to put some little peppers in with my preserved lemon because I've seen it done that way. Now, our recipe from the New York Times does not have it in it, but that's also Paula Wolford recipe. Now, she is one of the more, she's done a lot with Middle Eastern Turkish cooking. I don't know that much about her, though, so I have no idea.
What chilies are you using?
I am actually using these little Italian chilies that I got. Pepperoncini. I got in Italy. So they're not super duper spicy, but they do have a nice kind of chili flavor to them.
Is it Espelette?
Yeah, Espelette chilies. Yeah.
I've seen those in preserved lemons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That makes sense. The
really?
French Moroccan connection there.
Ah, okay.
There's a fairly significant historical connection there, if I'm remembering correctly, but I'm not.
There's only so much space in the brain.
You know, my brother is a historian. So.
Oh, maybe we could also ask him some questions about some of these things. Okay, preserved lemons you would use as like to add like saltiness, you said, and like maybe a little spice depending on if you add some chili to your.
So I think an associated recipe with this recipe for the preserved lemons was like a roast chicken with preserved lemon and that we're gonna have to try and figure out how we would do similar things. Could do a tangine or something like that. Something a little bit more stew-like with it too. So maybe that's a better way to go.
Yeah. Pasta,
yeah. Pasta would be very interesting. I wonder if there are any authentic pasta recipes. Go perusing through my Paula Wolford cookbook because I have one of her cookbooks. I just don't know much about her.
Yeah, so let's see.
Oh wait, I could actually just get it out and we could read it, but maybe we won't do that right now. Maybe we'll do that later. Let's maybe make some ginger beer.
Like start something.
Actually start something instead of starting 3 different things. And grab my handy dandy juicer here to get my lemon juice. I use my other lemon juice. Okay.
So my jars have 26 seconds left.
26 seconds. Oh, great. So we're plugging right along here.
Yeah, but do they probably need to cool down, right?
Well, yeah, you'll need to get one out for your ginger beer, but you probably just want to leave the other ones in there so that they'll
just turn the heat off.
Yeah, turn the heat off. Pour my lemons for juicing and then juice them.
I have my jar out. I'm going to add my 2.5 cups of water to it.
It's like, did I get my half cup?
The ever crucial half cup.
They wouldn't say it if they didn't mean it.
I know. You don't put things on a recipe unless they're supposed to be there.
Well, I don't know about everybody, but
I guess
this is a
the
food
author thing.
Yeah, this is a Food 52 recipe, so
we trust them a lot.
We trust them. Yeah, maybe in our journeys we will find out we shouldn't trust them, but we'll figure that out as we go.
Yeah,
I feel like it's been a pretty reliable source for me.
Agreed. Right, and then we need the juice of 2 lemons.
Yeah, that's why I'm working on my juicing right now. Going? Got my machine here. Okay. Especially since I'm going to have to juice more, might as well get it out and start just doing that. I get a compost bowl going since I'm going to have a lot of things to go in the compost today.
So are you putting that lemon juice right into the jar?
I think so. Hold on 1 second. Okay, stir in yeast until dissolved. So first we want to put in the yeast. So
into the water?
Yeah, I think my water's at a good temperature. I'm going to get probably guessing that I might as well just put this entire packet in. But I'm going to measure it like a good girl.
Okay, measure it. And it is
1.5 teaspoons, right? Yes, 1.5 teaspoons.
Oh, yeah. I keep looking at the preserved lemon recipe, and I'm like, what is she talking about? Okay.
Like, where's this yeast supposed to go?
Well, I don't even see, anything.
Right. have a very strong suspicion that this entire packet's going in there. Yep.
Yep, the whole thing.
All right, the whole thing. So if you have a 5-gram packet of yeast, that gets you your 1.5 teaspoons.
That's the whole thing?
Yeah. Smells good. Love the smell of yeast. That's why.
Can I show you this lemon that was a little bruised?
How does it smell?
Fine.
Okay, then I can use it.
All right.
It looks a little like it's a little, I wouldn't want to hang on to it much longer. So it's a good thing you're using it today. Apparently, I have managed to already attract some sort of little flying creature into my yeast.
Oh, of course.
Like,
should I put a lid on it?
Oh, no.
Or does that change what's happening?
Well, we're going to put a covering over it. So we're just going to put a towel over it at some point. So I guess while we're in process and if you're concerned about it, just throw a towel over. It's fine. Like, you don't have to put anything tight. Flies are dumb, so they can't.
Got it.
They're not going to work their way in there too easily. And then I need 1 tablespoon of ginger and 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar. And I'm going to use our special sugar because I'm almost done with it. So.
Okay, wait. So you've added all your lemon and your ginger and your sugar to the jar?
No, I've just added sugar so far.
Okay, great.
And then I was going to wait until I put the ginger in and then I was going to put the lemon in.
Okay.
For no particular reason other than I'm just trying to get the yeast to get a good start.
Okay.
And I don't want to cool it down too much more.
I see.
So we're going to have to feed these guys over the next few days.
And feeding
we should both
in this
try and
situation,
document.
Okay. And feeding in this situation means adding
what do we
sugar
add?
and I think sugar and ginger.
Yeah, I think it's sugar and ginger.
Is that more grated ginger? Do I have to go get more? So I just grate a bunch?
Yeah. Take off the towel and add another tablespoon of grated ginger and another tablespoon of sugar. So we're not really adding a ton more volume to it. So I could have gone with a slightly smaller jar, but I've got these enormous jars. I'm not using them for anything right now.
I'm going to add my tablespoon of ginger.
Okay. I have not grated mine yet. So I'm using my very fun little ginger grater that I love. One of the few specialty tools that actually makes some sense. The only problem is it's really hurting my thumb, but this is what it looks like.
Oh, very cool. It's like a little, just like the base is a grinder. So you just down.
And that way, like it collects all the juice. If it's a really juicy piece of ginger.
Nice.
I'll take a little bit of this liquid and pour it into my ginger grater and then try and get as much out of my ginger grater here as possible.
So I just added the sugar the lemon juice, and that is the last of my ingredients. So stir to combine. Oh my God, I love ginger beer. I'm getting excited, even though it's going to be a long time.
I know. I just need to put my lemon juice in. I didn't get that far.
Now it says cover with a clean, dry kitchen towel and secure it with a rubber band. I can't find any rubber bands, so I'm just using a hair tie.
Oh, that's fine.
And then how tight? I mean, this is pretty tight.
I don't know that it has to be super tight. Basically, it just needs to be able to have any fermentation byproducts escape, such as carbon dioxide. And then we let that sit for, I think, a week, right? So we feed it for a week, and then after a week, we need plastic soda bottles.
Got it. And it says to keep it in the warmest spot in your house.
Might have to put it on Kenzie's windowsill.
Uh-oh.
Right now, I'm just going to leave it on the other end of the counter. Let's do the preserved lemons next. So for this one, you can leave your jar in the oven if you want for a little bit longer until we've got the lemons prepped. 3 to 5 organic lemons. So this recipe calls for 9 lemons total. Okay. I'm going to do 5, maybe. I think I can get 5 in one of those jars.
Oh, the big jars. Wait. So this is quarter. This says to soften the peel, which we didn't do.
What?
It says soak, if you wish, soften the peel, soak the lemons in lukewarm water for 3 days, changing the water daily. Error?
Where?
Oh, am I looking at the wrong recipe at Epicurious?
Yes, you are. I'm using the New York Times recipe. Is that not one? Not the one? Wait. Did I fuck up?
I don't know.
Sorry.
But this is 5 lemons, so I was really confused.
You were confused.
Yeah.
I'm not helping you right now.
I mean, I guess you could do
Yes,
the one
I
that
was.
you have stuff
This
for,
is
and I could do the one I have stuff for.
well. So okay, wait a second. Oh my God, that's right. I wanted to do this one. Oh fuck. All right. Good news.
Good news.
I'm not far off, but
Okay, great.
yeah. Sorry about that.
No, don't worry about it.
If you wish to soften the peel, what the fuck? I wish we would have done this. Okay, maybe we just we could just soak them in warm water now for a few minutes while I get my spices together.
Okay.
I mean, it's not
So
going to be
you're
as
gonna
good
do
as
5?
it's not going to be as good as 3 days, but
No, not at all. But we're not, we're just rolling with it.
we'll roll. We will roll, and I might even be crazy and just take some water out of my sterilization pot here and throw it over the top of them.
Wait, warm water? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it should be warm water.
Okay.
So, I mean, this is pretty warm, probably a little bit warmer than it needs to be, but since my lemons are room temperature, they should cool the water down some.
Okay.
Plus, I figure this cleans off the lemons. But using the recipe I didn't want to use. I clearly forgot what I had said about that. I know I need cloves.
I couldn't find whole coriander.
Oh. Huh. I wonder if I have any whole coriander.
Yeah. But
I have ground, so.
You have ground? I think I have ground too. Will that work?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
I think it's fine. I mean, it's fine.
Okay. Also, I was like, well, I might just not have it,
Right. The other recipe is literally lemons, kosher salt, black peppercorns, and bay leaves.
Which is why I wanted. You just had to add cloves and coriander, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. Cinnamon stick too.
Cinnamon.
I mean, it's not like I couldn't pull up the recipe right quick. Not like I don't have these things in my kitchen right now. Like,
right. You're ready to go either way.
Nice thing about having an overstocked kitchen. Cloves, 3 cloves. Yeah, because I think I might have to use ground coriander as well. So I'm gonna measure out 5 to 6 coriander seeds. Okay, maybe I'll just use like 1/8 of a teaspoon.
Okay.
Of coriander. So I'm gonna juice 2 lemons right now, and then take all these spices and mix them in with that.
Nice. Okay.
And let it sit.
Okay. 2 lemons. It says 1, but you're gonna do 2.
I'm gonna do 2.
Okay.
Well, if it says 1. All right. If it says 1, we'll do 1. Fine.
All right.
Fine.
All right. So you're putting your bay leaf and everything into the lemon juice that you just squeezed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might even tear up my bay leaf into little pieces.
Into little pieces.
Tiny pieces, but
smaller than
just into a couple pieces. Yeah.
Okay.
That'll distribute it
a little better. And then 3 cloves.
Yeah, and I'm going to do 1/8 of a teaspoon of the coriander in there.
1/8 of a teaspoon. Okay.
Yeah. All right. 3 cloves.
3 to 4 black peppercorns.
Very specific.
Very specific. We cannot have 5. We absolutely cannot have 2 peppercorns. And then 1/8 of a teaspoon of coriander.
How many? 3 to 4? I'm going to do
peppercorns, yeah. Yes, Gretchen, only 3 to 4. Be very,
only
very
3 to 4. Never. Well, I mean, I was trying to be sort of authentic here, but apparently I just can't do that. Looking for something to smash up my cinnamon stick with.
Oh, you're gonna smash it?
Yeah, just for distributing a few pieces throughout the jar.
Oh, mine is gonna go in different jars.
Then you might want to smash yours a little bit too.
Wait.
Because it says layer in the spices. So I was going to take a little bit of this at a time and dump it in. Or I'm just going to dump it all in at one time because I'm going to forget it till the very end. One of those two things.
Got it.
It did say layer it in. So maybe I should have mixed it with salt. Probably would have been smarter.
Well, it says place 1 tablespoon of salt on the bottom and then pack the lemons. Okay. And then add more salt and then the spices.
Get my jar out here.
And it's 1/4 cup of salt. So what salt are you using for this one?
I was going to use kosher.
Okay.
So,
1/4 cup of salt does not feel like enough for this whole thing.
well, considering how much the lime pickle has in it, I can understand why you say that.
But even, I guess, well, you don't need a whole lot of salt, I guess, to line the bottom.
Yeah.
Considering Can I get my jar out? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead and get your jar out. So part of this is that you're going to get, like, there's going to be juice that comes out of your lemons. Because you're going to kind of have to smash them a little bit. I'm going to get my lemons out here. Of course, I just read it. And can I remember what I just read right now? No.
So you're getting your lemons that were soaking in the warm water?
Yeah. Quarter lemons from the top to within 1/2 inch of the bottom. Sprinkle salt on a exposed flesh and then reshape the fruit. And you're putting your tablespoon of salt at the bottom and pack them in, pushing them down, adding more salt and optional spices in between layers. Press down on the lemons down to release their juices and to make room for remaining lemons. If the juice released from the squash fruit does not cover them, add freshly squeezed lemon juice, not chemically produced lemon. Oh, and not water. I didn't realize that there is the lemon juice you perhaps buy in the store is chemically produced. That would make sense why I always think it tastes like shit.
It tastes gross and it lasts for way too long. Like lemon juice can't last that long.
That's disturbing. All right. Well, I learned something new today.
All the time.
So I'm probably just going to take the little like core, the stem end off the bottom of mine and use that so I can have a little bit of a flat surface to set them down and then quarter them that way.
You're quartering them. You're not quartering them all the way through.
No, you're stopping at a certain point. Yeah. And then putting a little bit of salt in here, putting it back together, more than 1/2 inch from the bottom, but that's okay. I don't know.
Did you line the bottom with salt?
I did.
Okay. Mine's still a little warm. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. And then you smash it down.
Yeah.
And then add some of the spices.
Yeah.
And lemon juice? No. Not
yet. No. Because we're going to end up putting basically lemon juice to cover everything. So I would then put another little bit of some salt. I'm going to cut my next lemon. Oh, I think I cut that one too far. So putting a little bit of salt on the cut surfaces is going to help draw out some of the liquid. So that's like where part of your liquid's going to come from for the brine here. I have no idea. I feel like I'm not going to get 5 lemons in this jar. Or I wish I'd softened these like the freaking recipes that I wanted to use said.
I'm only going to be able to do 4, I think. And it's like up to the top. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to be lucky if I get 4 in there.
Well, I'm doing 2 jars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to have another jar, but I forgot to put the salt inside. And it would be nice if I had a nice, strong person, somebody with better hands than me, to smash this down for me.
Well, we got to do more exercising.
There's no lemon squeezing exercise on Ring Fit Adventure.
You're making a smoothie.
Smoothies, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting any more than that jar. Because as they start to release their juice, I mean, that's why I'm like, I think I might have to just keep pressing it down. I forgot to put spices in from this second layer there.
Woo, splash.
Now I also understand why there was that comment on the recipe about putting these in a flip top jar, because I'm a bit worried about the structural integrity of the plastic lids I have.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need a little more lemon juice for mine.
To fill it?
Yeah. But I'm going to put a lid on it so that it smushes. It starts smushing.
Should I pour the rest of my lemon juice into the jar? My jars?
Yeah. Not enough liquid. Like I'm missing quite a bit. Because it says it needs to cover it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I was going to say maybe I can get one more lemon in there or something.
Yeah.
I don't think that's happening. I think that might be, why not?
So I guess a lot more liquid must come out when you soften it in advance, right?
I would think so, yeah. Because like the rind will release some. No, there's no fucking way I'm getting a whole other lemon in there. Let's see if we can juice this thing now that I've cut it like that. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Sort of works. Sort of doesn't work. I feel like I'm going to need a little more lemon than that.
Yeah, there's a lot of lemon juice. What if I don't have enough lemons to fill this with lemon juice?
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Apparently you can't use anything else. Well, too bad I can't help you.
I know.
I have so many. And I just ordered more because I was like, I'm going to use all these up. And then not quite.
Well, I got some extra just for us to have here this week, but
oh
going
no!
through all those.
All right, I'm going to mix my salts together real quick before I get into the limes,
Okay.
which is this white sea salt. Doesn't specify if it should be small grind or whatever.
That's very helpful. So I'm going to put the lid on these guys.
Oh, and your jars?
Yeah, I finally filled them up with lemon, and I had exactly enough to do it.
I just figured I'd let mine sit for a little bit, and then I'll try and top it up again, because I feel like I keep getting it so that it seems like there's enough in there, and then once I close the jar, there it's not.
Got it. That's not helping. Okay, and then I'm going to get my jars out. My jar for the limes. Oh my gosh, pickled limes. Here we go. Finally, we're getting to it.
Finally.
And okay, so remind me. So you're using the black Himalayan salt.
Yep.
And then which kind of white salt are you using?
I'm trying to get some sea salt out of this packaging that I've got here, but I'm having trouble getting it out of the container.
Gotcha. Well, I'm using the second to pour myself some whiskey, so take your time.
Oh, maybe I'll have some bourbon today.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll put some. I've made some like alcoholic cherry popsicles, but unfortunately I went to pull them out of the mold and I couldn't get them out of the mold. The stick came out. Maybe I'll just pour bourbon in there and drink it out of there.
There you go.
All right, I'm going to go.
So the limes go in whole, correct?
I think they're quartered. Yeah, they're quartered.
Ah, I see. Okay, so I got to do that. There's absolutely no way I can fit 12 of these limes into this jar.
Okay. Well, then I would cut them one at a time, and then you tell me how far you can get into the.
All right, but I need to combine my salts in a bowl.
Gives me a minute to try a few more things.
Okay. 3/4 cup sea salt, and I'm using real salt. I guess Redmond. It says ancient cooking kosher salt for cooking, pickling, and more.
All right.
3/4 cup of this.
Fucking shit. I might regret what I'm doing right now.
What do you do?
I'm using a serrated knife to cut the top off of this.
Off of
I just keep
your
hoping
salt.
I am determined. This is working somewhat. It wouldn't be this hard. That's not really what I wanted to do, but great. Haha. I won. I won.
Yes, you won. Victory.
Huzzah, as they say on the great.
Huzzah.
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 Aha. All right.
Fun.
Now we're cooking with gas.
All right, I like that.
Oh, yeah. This looks pretty cool.
Like pretty.
Yeah. It's kind of a nice mix.
Mine's very pink. And gray, but I guess I probably shouldn't have poured all this because I don't think I'm going to use all these limes. Oops.
Well, it's salt. I mean,
yeah. It's not going to hurt it. Yeah, actually, right? I can always use it. I'm like, oh no, what will I do with this now?
Yeah. I think you'd probably be a little bit more bummed if you were me and had that other, like the other unknown quantity salt that we've got in here.
Mm-hmm. There you go. That's true.
That could be, but so far I'm really enjoying. I kind of like that sulfuric smell a little bit. So
that's fun. I can't wait to see what it's gonna smell like after all this.
I know. Oh, you want me to dry said pickling jar? It cut off the second step, which I'm pretty sure is just pack lime quarters into jar.
Put the limes into it. Sterilize and dry a glass pickling jar. Put the limes into it. Cover with white and black salts and mix well. Okay.
I was going to say, I felt like it really wasn't very hard.
No. Okay, so I'm quartering them as I go, but just because I don't know how many are going to fit. Should I put salt at the bottom like we did in the other one?
I would.
Okay.
I'm trying to determine how strict I need to be to the dry.
Oh,
Well, it's
right.
still quite warm because I just pulled it out of the water. I would definitely put a little layer in the bottom.
Okay.
To start.
And then just put them in. It doesn't matter how.
Right. Yeah. Just quarter them and throw them in there.
And just drop them in.
And that'll probably actually make it easiest to do, like to mix them well. Because basically you're going to want to.
I might just put the lid on it and shake it up.
Well, yeah, that's basically what I was thinking.
Okay, perfect.
You read my mind.
Yeah, I did.
Love it when you do that.
Makes it easier. All right. So I don't know if I'm going to get more than 5 or 6.
Oh, now I can smell it.
The black salt?
Yeah.
The sulfur.
Oh, yeah. It's hitting that lime and just going.
Fun. I wish we could smell it.
I'd be intrigued too, because if you said, oh yeah, no, I fucking hate that smell, that would tell me a lot about why you don't like eggs.
Well, there you go. Yeah. I have a few reasons why I don't like eggs. Should I try to put some more in there?
Does it say to pack them in, or does it just say to?
It just says put them in.
I don't know. I might almost try and pack them in there a little bit.
Okay.
See how many you can get in.
Uh-huh.
I keep cutting these into sixths, and I don't mean to be doing
Wow,
that.
interesting. Making some work for yourself.
I really am. I always do that.
I guess so.
Oh my God. The smell.
Loving it.
I'm not sure. It's pretty intense. I don't really mind it, but it's like, woohoo!
A lot coming at you.
Just kind of keeps coming out and wafting out of the jar. So,
are you a fan of the movie and or comic book? I don't know if it's a comic book or a graphic novel. Forgive me for anyone who's a super fan of Constantine. The movie has Keanu Reeves in it, and
I think I saw that one.
Rachel Weisz. I love it.
Really?
But, yeah, it's great. Constantine is like a demon fighter kind of thing. He like sends demons back to hell. And there's like this underground world of like demon fighting in New York. And one of the things that happens is there's like this big sulfur smell. I mean, that's like common with like lore of demons, you know? But
right.
It's just funny because I love that movie and I can't separate like sulfur and hell. And so you're like, it smells just, oh my God, this smell. I'm like, well, Gretchen.
Smells like hell. It smells like hell in here.
She loves it, yeah.
Probably means I'm evil.
Whatever you want to be, Gretchen.
Yeah, there's kind of no stopping me.
Absolutely no stopping me. Thank God. Right. Speaking of demons.
You
already shake yours up? You added your salt? You're done?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you added your salt. Okay, I gotta catch up.
I was adding my salt as I went.
I heard about that, but it said to add your limes and then cover it. And I didn't know when. Oh no. Should I take some of the limes out or should I just try to dump it in and shake it up a lot?
Nah, just dump it in and shake it up.
Okay. See, this is why cooking with you is so fun. There's no pressure to do it exactly right.
So I'm interested to see how these turn out differently as far as doing the lemon that's submerged in the juice. Versus the limes that don't really seem to
have any extra, not a ton of liquid at all. Not like barely any liquid.
And not adding any extra liquid. No, I should look up another recipe for this just to see if I can find the one I used before and see what was different about it.
So where'd you end up getting your mustard seed oil from?
Amazon. I'm doing a terrible job of not ordering things from Amazon.
I guess, are we done? What are we doing about it? Oh my God.
I think we're done.
Okay. I guess.
For now, yeah.
Ginger beer, preserved lemons, and lime pickle. And all of these go in the warmest spot in the house, right? Or just the ginger beer?
Yeah. Well, what was it? I think the pickles can probably just go in the cupboard. And the preserved lemons can go in the cupboard. Yeah. And the lime is mostly just. I think it just said what did it say? Warm place keep out of the sun. Just says cover jar tightly and keep out of the sun for 2 weeks. So
for the lime.
Keep
out of the sun. Okay, got it.
So yeah, just keep it out of the sun.
Easy enough. I like these kind of instructions. I'm going to hide you in this corner back here, and I'll probably forget about you.
Yeah, just make sure you keep track of your ginger beers because you got to feed it.
Yeah. And then the lemon, what did you say about that again?
I said I thought it could go in the cupboard, but I'm double checking.
Okay.
In a warm place. No, so you put your lemons with your
ginger beer.
Okay. Shaking the jar each day to distribute the salt and juice.
Got it. Okay. Okay, yeah, because I was just gonna say I feel like all the salt just settled at the bottom when I added that liquid.
Shaking each day. So yeah, especially because you're gonna feed your
ginger beer
every day, then you can feed your ginger beer and shake your lemons at the same time every day.
Oh, a real party.
Yeah.
Shake it up. Should we Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm setting a reminder on my calendar, so I feel like that might be where you were going.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, should we try to do it at the same time every day, like 6 p.m. or something?
Sure.
Oh, you sent a picture of the salt.
The salt.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so many colors. It's massive.
Yes, I also made too much salt, so I don't know what I'm gonna.
I just kept it mixed up and put it in a little teeny mason jar, and I'll just use that forever.
The next time you make lime pickle.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you are welcome. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.